You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it in front of the Kop.
AGT here with Dan, the man. You pregnant? What's going on here?
Yeah, t-shirts. T-shirts.
Listen, you're always real on the fan cams. You always say it how it is. Try and make that one positive for us, because so far on the fan cams, it hasn't been that way.
We didn't lose. We didn't lose. And I mean, we're struggling just as much as they're struggling. We've got injuries just as much as they got injuries.
It's always going to be a draw then, really.
Yeah, I mean, it was written, I predicted it at the start. It's written as I was like, last season we played them 4 times, every single time was a draw. What do we expect, you know? They are a good side when they play football. And to be fair, I did think, well, because they were playing a 4-back, I was thinking, you know what, we might get a few more chances today. It's just nothing there. I don't think we really created any clear-cut chances at all. And, you know, when Darwin come on, Darwin looks solid. And, you know, bearing in mind, he's picked up an injury, he's come back, and, you know, he's been our sharpest player when he's come off the bench. Other than that, you know, Thiago looked well. There was no one really that sort of shined. And, you know, same for them. There was nothing special they created. It was just a 0-0 written all over it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really many moments I can pinpoint to say, oh, if only you cut it back there. There was half chances when we were desperate at the end. A couple, I don't know. I thought the referee had a howler today, but again, I'm not going to blame him at all because we didn't do enough. Rory earlier just said Chelsea deserved to win. Would you agree with that?
No, I don't think they deserve to win, but because I feel like they created more chances than us. But they definitely didn't create anything clear, and I think that maybe they could have got a penalty. I think it was Ziyech, or I can't remember who it was that went through and went down, and I did think it was a penalty. So I need to look back at that, but Addison took the goal kick quickly, so wasn't given obviously, but it'd be good to look back at that. Was it there the goal disallowed? But yeah, I think they created more chances than us, but they didn't really create anything too clear, and the same goes to us. And it was just a boring 0-0 game.
Like you said, 4 draws against them last year. It would have been nice to play a home game at home and not have to really worry about creating so many chances. But again, if we're sitting here or standing here and we can't think of 2 or 3 opportunities that we had, that's a bad sign, mate. Where can we go from here? We're currently 9th.
Exactly what I was about to say. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Like, you're seeing every team is slipping up at the moment except bar Arsenal. You know, United, they've been picking up some results. They slipped up. City, they've slipped up, and they obviously got a big win the other day, when they were losing. But you just don't see it from us. You know, last season you saw even when we were looking down, we were still going out and we're still getting wins every single week in, week out. This season we're just not getting it, and obviously injuries have cost us. But there's like today, there's just no chances created. What are we supposed to do if we can't create chances? And the same goes for Gakpo. You know, he's come in, and I do think he's going to have a good future. But like, you can't blame him. He's not getting the chances. So what's he supposed to do? But again, he's not really creating.
A couple of wayward shots early on.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's actually having a go. But he's not really getting any chances. So like, what is he supposed to do? So I can't really complain about him. Harvey looked well at times. But Cetic, obviously, the other day was good and solid, but no one really stood out for me except Darwin when he came on.
Sorry, my friend. Oh, sorry. All right, listen, Dan, thank you very much. Big up, and I'll see you soon as always, brother. Yeah? Take care.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stands, for a lot more Liverpool content.
Remember to check out our Shopify store for this beauty and much more. It's the new Luchito's Way Diaz t-shirt based on Luis Diaz and Carlito's Way. It's out now, designed by Rubi.
And there's going to be so many more.
There is. Make sure you're involved. Go and buy this now and use the Kop TV 15 for a little discount if you want.